Good morning, trailblazers and groundbreakers. Welcome to week 8. So this is our live time to come together to coach and collaborate and group training. And I am here alone for starters, but I will go on and share where we're at. First off, I wanted to give some big congrats to Heshi and Werner for their success with being featured on TV and a couple different, both for she's getting on for the water, and he's also featured as an expert for climbing the mountains. So the final week, ideally through this program, my intention for you was to get complete with your media kit, get complete, and also get booked. So we worked the first month working on your Power Bio, developing your expert Power Bio. If you remember, we had the 3 phases. The first one was the complete data dump, answering the 13 questions. Yay, Don's joining. Tammy's joining. Then we went into the finding the gems, extracting the gems, and then start crafting with step 3, the messages. The actual bio. Hi, Dawn. And I thought I put Tammy as a panelist. Let me see here. So I'm just doing a quick recap, and then I'd love to plug in and Tammy, I'm so glad you came today because I want to make sure we share some of what you're up to, because it's really, really amazing. So in the first month, we worked on the bio, and then we started stepping into the press release. I know some of you are working on speaker sheets. Some of you are also working on sponsor sheets. All of those are things that we use to pitch or promote ourselves. And ideally, having that ready really makes a difference, being able to craft that story of what's, what you're up to and what's there. So today, you should have actually, the last couple of weeks, I gave you a link to the media. Dawn and Tammy, did you guys get the media list? Did you see that link in the email? All right, Dawn saying yes. Perfect. So let me just review real quick with the media list how that works. You want to honor that. That's really, that would probably pay for your whole year in the Trailblazers, just because it's, it's time, it's money. Some of these are direct connections to the media. At the very bottom, you'll see tabs. So even though you'll see the front page, that's really Florida and kind of our area and outskirts of Orlando. But if you look at the tabs below, you'll see there's some for South Florida, also did some work for CEO Space in Texas, so there's some information in the Texas area. And this, over the years, has been a community media list. And community media list means that I openly share it with people in our community. It could be clients, and in return, I ask that you, if there's edits that need to be made or contributions that you can make, please contribute to that media list. And it's really important, and part of why I wait until the end to give it to you is that I want to make sure that you're ready and you have your stuff together before you pitch them, because they're going to say, send me something. When you contact the media, they're going to say, send me what you have and you want to be ready. So it's really important that when you reach out to them that you're ready. Also following their system. Some of you have heard me say I like to call first, tell them you have a story, see where to send it, even though you have that information. So really check in and follow their directions. If they send you to a website to fill out information, cut and paste and send it there, but follow what they're doing. So with that, that's kind of a quick recap. I'm here today for you, and I'm Tammy. Before we get into checking in with Heshi and Dawn and Tammy, I know you're both a student and an expert. So if there's things that you need help with, you put on whatever hat you need. But Tammy, before we get off today, I want to make sure that you share a little bit about what you can do for individuals, because I know you reached out to me over the weekend and it's amazing what you're doing. What I love about Tammy's work is Tammy gets it done. Tammy gets you on the media, gets you booked. I've seen her on TV personally multiple times. It's not you doing it on your own, which really this Media Magic program is guiding you, helping you, holding your hand. Tammy's one that does that, but also takes you all the way to the finish line and gets you booked. So, and I know we've had some of that here too, but I want to make sure we hear from Tammy. So Dawn, let's check in with you. And really this last training is if there's anything you need help with, support with, anything that you're working on, we're here to coach and guide you in your media process.
Well, the main thing I'm working on right now is filling my Reboot Your Boundaries and Relationships program. So I'm going to be sending out some swipes to people today for posting about the program, making some calls to people who've taken it in the past, and let me mute my phone, hang on. And people who've shown interest. And so that's pretty much what I've got going on right now. And then I'm still trying to find out the details, because last week we had talked about the sponsorship for the Lunar Legends program. And I'm going to have to call them because nobody's answered any of the emails that I've sent. So to find out what the deal is, details are for the sponsorship.
Okay. So real quick, a couple of things. And I know we're getting close. And just as a coaching moment, the closer you get to an event, you can still get free press, but you're going to be looking at things like dailies, TV, things that are more frequent. Dawn, I think you have a topic that, time permitting, you might be able to get some articles written on. I don't know if you have an article that you've written about boundaries or something that you could submit to publications. I would imagine the parenting here would be a good one. The women's section would be another good one. I know business too, but just some food for thought there. Tammy, did you have anything that you thought of around last minute marketing of an event?
Yes, one of the things that Dawn could do to attract people online, and she could also end up sending it to media, is she could record some simple tips, like 1 to 2 minute tips. And the beauty of those is you can record like 20, 25 of them, like take 2 hours and record these tips and then optimize them with the proper title and put your information into the description with your links. So then you'll end up with something promoting your event in the now, but they'll also be out there online, with your Dawn Meyer and Reboot Your Boundaries. So you'll dominate that type of activity. So you could actually create something that is working for you for the now to help your event, but it would be working for you forever. So I really think videos, and then also Facebook Lives, that's really hot right now. Get it out there and talk about what people can do with your event, and get on Facebook Lives and see if people will, like people like me who have other groups. I have small groups, 200 to 500 people, but even so, they're interested in this type of stuff. So you could say, hey, Tammy, will you share my Facebook Live into your world? Or Heshi, can you share this into your world, or that? So then people could be sharing your stuff and exposing you to new people.
Okay.
Or you could have press releases written about the fact that you provide all these tips and get those. So there's a lot you can do.
Okay. Yeah. And my plan was to do 3 or 4 Facebook Lives this week and next week. I am going to try and have a more simplified background. And I didn't get a chance to go get the curtain rod today. So I'm probably going to do that here after this. and so that I can have a more pleasing background.
And you could also invest in one of those step and repeat things. You know, might say whatever. Those could pay for themselves. But you might have
that?
Those step and repeat banners, like what Shannon has at her events. They know between
the big tall banners, yeah.
But they could end up being your marketing tool forever, and they're also 100% tax deductible as a business.
And Dawn, just feedback on the video, and I haven't watched your video. Like when we did the Facebook Live, it was great. Like I love you were, it was engaging. We were able to talk back and forth. With the Facebook Live, you got my audience and your audience. We ended up sharing it in different places. Be sure that you're looking at the camera so that people know, and you may already be doing that, but that it's like, that way people are really connecting. I know sometimes on the video you're working, but make sure that when you're talking that.
Yeah, and when I did look away, I was looking at where the comments were coming up on the Facebook Live.
Oh,
so
the Live was fine. I'm thinking more of the other ones that the video ones. Yeah, no, the Facebook. I thought you did great, girl. It was really, yeah. And I shared that all over multiple groups.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think I looked today and we were already over 100 views. Not that people watch it all the way through. Did you see any gifts, any people signing up for your gift book since we've done that?
I had a few.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, ladies, thank you so much.
Yeah, and so if you want the press release reviewed, pop it into our group. You know, if you are going to go that route of writing a press release about it, let us know and pop that in there. And then, Tammy, what do you think about articles for the next time she does this? This is a topic that could get featured in different magazines, correct?
Yeah, paper magazines or real world magazines. And then also there's opportunities at different blog sites like Medium or Thrive or Mind Body Green. I went and reviewed like 10 different transformational type websites that accept blogs and made little videos on how to connect with them. Maybe I'll connect you to those so you can see those, Dawn. But there's a lot of opportunity in paper magazines also, like what is it called Awakenings? They have those all over.
Yeah, Natural Awakenings. I have yet to get anything in there if I didn't.
You have to, the magazine, you have to go look at their deadlines.
And I know all that.
Yeah.
It's just that anytime I've submitted anything, they will contact me and tell me, oh, you have to have an ad first, and then we'll put the article in there. So I haven't had much luck with that.
Yeah, maybe try Horizon, because there are some that aren't ad specific. And then, Dawn, thank you, Tammy, because you just triggered something that did you do Media Magic when we had Dawn Gluskin come and talk and she gave out that little black book?
It sounds familiar. I'd have to go back and see if I have it.
Okay, because it would have came in an email, and it was a link to Dawn's little black book, and it had all of the links to places where you could submit stuff online. And it was like a 60 to 80 page book. She said it was kind of outdated, a couple years, but when I clicked on stuff, it still took me to those a lot of those places. Not everything's going to apply to you, but it's like Tammy, you gave some great names, by the way.
So here's a question. Are you trying to do everything 100% organic or i.e. free?
As you mean on the...
all of your marketing?
So far, yes.
Okay, and this is real advice. At some point, it may be worth it to buy a small ad in something in order to get that bigger article. Because the truth is, especially a lot of the online ones, like even newspapers, they've gone, they couldn't make any money. online, and so that's why they have you buy as an ad. But sometimes on these little magazines, if they have your ideal audience and you can buy an ad for $30, you know, business card side ad, or $50, and then they also will, now they'll publish your stuff, the value you get may be worth spending that ad money in order to get them to open up their doors to you. But often the calendar items aren't paid. But again, maybe different people operate these magazines differently. But always look at your overall situation, and it may be worth spending money in order to get something way bigger. You know, because not everything is free. And the newspapers, you know, they give you the award and then they want you to buy the ad. You know, I mean, nothing is really free, but there's, because of time and money. But look at every opportunity and weigh that, because there may be a very small investment. You know, I'm not saying go out and spend thousands of dollars, but a very small investment might end up giving you way huge return on your investment, because it would open that door. Now you're a customer or a client, and then they're like, oh, you know, they're one of our people. So
Awesome.
Okay.
never close that door.
Okay. And I do remember talking with the Media Magic for the Black Book, but I don't see that I ever downloaded it.
Okay. Let me see if
So if you have that,
Yeah.
I would appreciate that.
Okay.
So thank you. Wonderful tips, ladies.
And then I just want to make sure you used the meetup. Did you use our meetup group to post in the 3 meetups?
I believe I got it on all 3. Yes, I'll go verify.
Okay, perfect. Yay. Thank you. All right, Tammy, let's check in on you. And Heshi, we love you. I can't wait to get an update.
So what I've been working on is I'm creating a platform, an educational marketing platform called Daily Success Institute. And what that's going to end up becoming is something that I'll be able to duplicate and replicate for other people, which will be an A to Z marketing system. So that I'll be able to help people with, let's say you have a product creation, all the way to affiliate, all the way to the marketing, so the complete system. So I'm working on that, and it's right now on track to be done at the end of June. So I'm working on that. And then I received a phone call or an email. I talk to so many people. It was an email from one of my contacts up in at Daytime in Tampa, and they have a new show coming out in September. It's a health-related show called Bloom. And so they gave me this phenomenal opportunity to have some people booked on those shows. Daytime is in 208 markets, and Bloom, I don't know if it's also in 208 markets, but I know for sure it's in the Tampa market, which is number 11. So that's millions of potential eyeballs. But the beauty of it is I've been working on a program where I'm working with people to create their segments for TV. And the opportunity on this means that I can help somebody get on TV for between 8 to 10 minutes, meaning 4 to 5 minutes on Daytime, 4 to 5 minutes on this new show called Bloom, 2 totally different segments that will go out and then become available as video. And I've been trying to figure out what makes my services different. And I've been studying all these, PR people and people who do, shows and meetings and talks. And what I discovered is I will actually go to the studio and take all the photos with someone. So I get you booked, guaranteed. And then I go and I take all the photographs so you have all the assets available, and then of course I leverage it on the front end and the back end. For example, Linda Fostek, I did a mini tour with her, and she ended up on 5 shows in a week up the west coast of Florida, and I took all the images and photos. So now she's got 200 photos plus her video of her being an expert on TV with her CERT uniform and her home in a box and everything. And what I discovered was most people, you know, they're taught, go do it yourself. Well, when you go somewhere yourself, all you're able to do is take selfies, and those are not, the experience isn't captured in a selfie, but I can capture the experience because I'm the hoverer, and I am able to walk around and get all the shots. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then of course I know how to repurpose it. Most people, you get your 5 minutes of fame or your 10 minutes of fame, and then you're like, yay, you share it once or twice, and then you move on. And I really want people to understand, no, you don't move on, you repurpose this. Even all of your articles, all your videos, all your Facebook Lives, all that stuff, you should keep on using it over and over again to move people, you know, so they can know about you, even if it is about an event, because you can always have that event recorded, and then you just change it and say, here, go to this link for, you know, to get access. But anyway, so in late September or October, I have an opportunity for 4 people to go to Tampa, and I will work with them and get them, you know, 2 different segments. We do this all through Zoom, the practice, and that's going to be available, and it's a $6,000 investment. But what you end up with is, like I said, 8 to 10 minutes of TV on daytime, which is NBC, Bloom, which is this new health show, and you get the air, you know, you're on the air in the Tampa Bay area and 204 markets, but then we take that video and repurpose it out for the leverage of that. And like I said, we can do 4 people, and what will happen is we'll go to Tampa on the same day and do daytime, and then we go to another set and we do the other show. So it'll be like a half day of TV appearances. And so anyway, that's one of the projects that I'm working on, and it's this great opportunity to learn how to be on TV. And again, daytime is, they call it the Baby Today Show. It's like right under the Today Show. And if you do that show, and then if you were to pitch today or a national show, then you have something to show how good you are on a higher level show. So it's an opportunity that it puts you into a higher level immediately, rather than, you know, starting off at a, you know, Albuquerque or a very, very tiny station. So there's a lot of value in daytime because it's considered a higher level program. So that's what I'm doing.
And 208 markets. Wow, girl.
Yeah, the daytime, that's an opportunity and that's spread across the United States. So that means that people would see you in different places. But again, even if you were to erase that, the airtime, the value of having 8 to 10 minutes of video on a show, especially, for example, Linda Fostek, one of the hosts quoted, and they said, oh, Linda, you help people get off the worry-go-round. I love that. I mean, there's quotes and snippets that these hosts will say about you that it's like valuable stuff because it's real. You know, they're like, this is a real reaction to whatever you're talking about. And then you can take this and put it into your sizzle reel, and then all these still photographs you can take those and mix those into your sizzle reel. So it's just a great opportunity that it isn't about, oh, I'm going to go take selfies of myself, you know, at these places, because that's one of the things I noticed when you go to a station, because I did it, you know, I have my selfies of me, and it's like, yeah, I can take 1 or 2 photos, and I might get a photo of me and the host, you know, in front of something, but when I actually go, I'm able to go around the whole studio and get the angles and show the action and all this really cool stuff that you just can't do when you're all by yourself. So anyway, that's what I'm up to. Hey, there's Lauren Cohen.
Yay. Awesome. So obviously spreading the word, we talked about sharing this with our members. Is there anything else we can do to support you, Tammy?
Right now, like I said, I just need to know if people are interested so that I can nail the dates down. The good thing is in TV time, this is early. So right now, I can choose dates pretty easily to bring people in September or October, because they're not thinking that far ahead. So that makes it really nice. But right now, 4 people, and you know, my plan B is that if more than 4 are interested, I would have a waiting list, and then when I got 4 more people, I would go ahead and make plans for that. But it's an opportunity to learn how to do segments for TV that they want. You know, the talking points, the sound bites. We practice on Zoom several times before we go, so you're 100% prepared. If you have costumes or you have props, we get everything ready to go. And you know, it's just a great opportunity to move from being down here up here really fast, like in, you know, one day. One appearance can make the difference.
Thank you for yes, I'm so excited. I know Lauren said, I'm ready and waiting, Tammy, although not mobile quite yet. All right, Lauren, before you go, we're going to have Hashiko next. Checking in with you and Media Magic. Is there any support you need?
Well, I feel like I need to do Media Magic over again, because the last month has been pretty challenging with my place being flooded last week. That took a bit of time. And then heading for Achieve, it's been an overwhelming thing. I've got to be able to learn how to do Facebook Live quickly, because NBC News is going to come and do some sort of feature on me on my trip to Africa and what I do with the kids. So I'm kind of like just trying to get through the day. My cell phone is now in Denver, so I don't have any information. I've lost everything, so I'm not in great position. One of the things that I have learned over this last weekend at Achieve is that I just have missed my calling. I am so good at connecting people to their needs, their wants, their desires, for people to people, that probably should have been my business altogether, because there were actually 300 people at the event, and I changed my messaging. I connected like at least 3 to 4 dozen people with needs that needed to be met. And I'm not getting paid for that, but I was able to connect all of those people. It just was unbelievable. It's like, so I've been doing all this for so many people, and I just haven't been able to get my own thing down. But I did get a message across to people and to me this weekend that I have been really targeting the wrong audience. That I got up for, I wasn't a regular scheduled speaker. I was supposed to be speaking in October, and of course I'm coming on the cruise, so that took care of that. But I did have 10 minutes in front of the audience, and I had over a dozen people want to sign up for the water program because I changed my message. I changed it from third world countries and just taking care of the children and being a nonprofit to changing it to health professionals. And people flooded my booth. I mean, it was so amazing. I mean, I have people that are, did you get my emails connecting with people that are going to be on today? And that, I mean, I think I only got to 10 or 15 people. And I mean, it's like I could fill your whole community just by believing in the person I'm promoting. I've got new leads, Tammy, I've got new leads for you. I've got people, and so part of my conversation has to be with you, Tammy, because I've got so many people that I know can use your help. I have new clients waiting for people in Trailblazers. But the big thing for me was getting the fact that I really need to be helping health professionals because they're the people that have the biggest audience to get out for people who need to have clean water. I did my experiment with the mud, and oh my God, people were running to the table. It's like, it was unbelievable.
They're so powerful. Heshi, can I just share something that I think is really valuable that changed my life? Because I built my company for 10 years, and at the end I was like, oh my gosh, I facilitated millions of dollars in transactions, and when I lost everything, it was like I had nothing, you know what I mean? And so I was sitting here going, how can you make introductions and still write what you're doing? So Lizette, have you met Lizette, who was at Media Magic?
The name sounds familiar.
Lizette is a joint venture strategist, and she does it a little bit different than Joyce White Nelson. Joyce White Nelson is kind of an international, high level, but I'm going to share with you it's Lizette LaForge, because I asked her, I said, how do you do this? Like, I'm watching you, and what do you do? And you're at CEO Space, and so basically she says, hey, Tammy, I'm getting ready to make an introduction that I think could be pretty impactful for your business. And I was just wondering, if this introduction goes anywhere, would you mind sharing a little bit of would you mind taking care of me and sharing a little bit in the profit? Who's going to say no? Right? So you've done the soft connect,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can work out some of the details. But most every time people say yes, they work it out. You give them a heads up ahead of time so that they can work out what needs to happen on their end so that they promote it. But you can usually have that conversation fairly quick when you're making the introductions.
But make sure you say it up front, because the worst thing is when you do it after the fact and then you say, well, what's in it for me? And then this has happened to me way too many times where people have made introductions and then asked for something after, or referrals and then ask for something after. And it's challenging because at least if you know ahead of time, you can build it in and be aware of it. But after the fact, you can't, it's just not appropriate. So you need to make that upfront contract. That's really important.
Yeah. And so that's just the gateway in, and thank you, Lauren, because it is, it is right up front. Just that real quick, that's all she says. I watched her at CEO Space going, hey, if I make this introduction, I think they're going to make a big deal. Da, 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 da. That's actually how I met Stacy. She brought in Stacy and PlatPay as a sponsor, and she's great at bringing sponsors. If you don't know her, Heshi, she's just like you. She's just added that language of connecting people and making sure she gets something.
Well, if I refer someone to you where it goes further. I already know. I don't worry about that.
Yeah, and I've already told you I'm taking care of you on anything, and that's for all the Trailblazers.
Yeah, no, I know that. And the challenge I have is I do it because I love it. And with Tammy and I are working together on a number of things. So I don't worry about that because I probably have a dozen people that could really use Tammy. So I don't worry about that. It's all the new people that I'm concerned with. Is I just do it because I love it, and I have not been able to.
It's just that little Heshi. I know, and I was doing it because I love it too. And and Tammy just brought up a good point that really, if you can work in a percentage, and I don't always work in a percentage. I usually try to give the rate, but I have worked in some percentage. And so it's just a little bit of retraining. And Heshi, I've worked with a couple people like you in the past, and we just have to remind each other, hey, make sure you take care of yourself and ask up front and just align with those people that you can have those. Because I know Tammy, if you went to Tammy, as she just said, can work in something. I know Lauren, but you do want to discuss it up front. You really, really do want to have, even if it's just that quick, hey, will you take care of me? Right? Because then that way they can go, okay, let me add in this amount.
I disagree with you, Shannon. I don't think saying, hey, will you take care of me is enough, because will you take care of me could be like, here, I'm going to send you a $100 gift card.
I hear you, Lauren. And if it's somewhere where there's a significant amount, then you're right. You need to get clear. But I do know in some of the environments and where Heshi's at, where she's moving from give to take her to instant contracts.
Yeah.
Pushing it up. It took me meeting Lizette and learning her system, and people do take care of me, Laura, you know what I mean? But you're right. You do need to get them there. But right now it's just kind of retraining of, can you take care of me? And it is, thank you, Lauren, for bringing that up. I just want you to know because I've been where Heshi's at, where you just give and you just make all these connections, and it's her instinct, right? She can't help but go, oh my God, you got to meet Lauren, you got to meet Tammy, you got to meet these people. That's in her DNA. And so she's got to find a way to communicate just to start shifting that a little bit.
Another suggestion, maybe, this is just an idea that's worked for me, is to do, Heshi, since it is in your DNA, as it is in mine, and I think all of ours on the phone, is to make 1 or 2 introductions just to prove the value. Not prove, but show that they're not just, here, I'm introducing Joe Schmo. Like if I bring somebody to Shannon for CEO Space, okay, for potential to be introduced to CEO Space, I bring them to her because I know that they've expressed interest. I'm not just like going through my Rolodex. So what I'm saying is, you, especially for your new relationships, you might want to do 1 or 2 just to show, hey, I have good people to make introductions to that could pan out into dollars for you. And then after that, say, okay, look, now without like, not like this, but I would love to continue to make introductions, but it's also part of my business model. So I don't know how you feel about that, Shannon, but that way at least because at the very beginning, they may not know, that much about you, or be willing to say, well, yeah, because they're like, I don't need you to make introductions. I got enough.
The thing is that I actually know, I feel it in my bones when something's going to be a good connection. But
they don't know that. Like the people that don't know you don't know that.
Just the way she makes her introductions, just to let you know, Lauren, that by the time you're done with the introduction, if you don't know, you're not paying attention.
Okay.
Like she is a professional, when she sends an email, she takes time, like she's very, when she gives a referral, people pay attention because she.
So you've got to monetize that then.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You have to monetize that. That's your time, Heshi. That is your time, and your time is valuable, and you have to value it so they value it.
Yeah.
That's a different story than just saying, hey, X meet Y. This is why I think you should meet, which is more of what I do sometimes, depending on the level. But if you're going that much into it and you're vetting them and everything, forget about it. You need to get paid. You should talk to Lizette. I agree with Shannon.
Okay, so my most immediate needs, other than Tammy wanting to talk to you later, is really that I've got to do a press release for my trip to Africa, which is in a week. I'm working, Shannon, I don't know if I told you about Fundor.
No.
Well, I think that it's fairly new, and what they do is they take a percentage, but they set up like a fundraising duel. So it's about a competition for good and raising money for a cause. And I spent 2 days and then 3 hours of filming on Thursday of last week. They couldn't get it through, and it's on my phone, which is now gone. So the goal was to raise $5,000 by next Tuesday before I left for Africa because of the financial stuff of getting the goods in the country now. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that. But it's a great program, and several people were could have been selected, and they called me. They wanted to help promote me, and then all this happened. But I've got to do something to learn how to do Facebook Live fast, and do a press release. And I'll write a tentative something. But I think between the flood, the loss of the phone, everything that's going on, I'm really almost ready to say screw it all. I just am so overwhelmed with all this.
I love you.
You know what? Out of all of it, something good will happen. I know that.
I keep getting this, but when we're in, it's important to have empathy, and it's terrible. Like, you've just lost all that's happened with the kids that you bring over to Africa and the flood, on top of dealing with the flood. I wish I was there to hug you right now, because I know you are managing a lot that we don't know about too. Mm-hmm. And so I'm happy to help you with whatever you need with the press release. Also, I'm not familiar with that program, but I can, guide you the best I can.
No, I'm okay with them. I mean, they're really easy to work with, okay. And whatever can happen is going to happen. But it may mean my just putting the word out in communities and having people spread the word. Because I'm sitting with having lost $50,000 worth of stuff from the flood that was going to go to Africa, and then being the customs charges and the whole thing. I'm just at the point where I'm ready to break. But I will get it together. I'm just like really vulnerable because I came back. It's been less than 24 hours that my phone was lost with everything in my life in it. So I can't even reach out to people because I don't have their contact information. I couldn't get in to replace a phone because my passwords were in my phone. So I just have to do a few things that are going to bring me up today. Because I'm fine with doing everything for everyone else, and I don't usually lose it. You know that. And you've been with me now, I've lost it, but this is.
So, Heshi, what do you need for the Facebook Lives?
I just need to know how to do it. I have no idea how to even turn a button on. I mean, I don't know.
There's a button that says live when you go onto your computer, and you hit live, and then it'll open up a screen where you type in whatever you want to type in as far as the hashtags and any of that. The message, make sure you say, whatever it is, that's what goes up on the screen, and then you just hit go live. So when you open up Facebook, it'll have a link that says live, and it's got that little camera on it. You see that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that, and then it just opens up, and you type what you want to type, put in hashtags, and I encourage you to take the time to do that up front, and then hit the the go live? Thank you, Don, for asking that question.
And if
Heshy, I love you. I'm sending you big hugs, just so you know. And I'm so sorry about your phone. I can't even imagine. I would feel like I lost both of my arms.
And legs.
Yes, and legs if I lost my phone. So I'm sorry. I pray for you.
Thank you, Stace.
And you can also do it from your desktop if you don't have your phone.
Yeah, I'd have to do something for my desktop because I don't have anything right now. I mean, I'm going to get a new phone by tomorrow night, but that's as soon as the insurance company will send me one. But that's,
Okay. Can I share my screen?
yeah, or I shouldn't say yes.
Shannon, may I share my screen?
Yeah, but Lauren has to go. Hold on, Lauren.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just going to show Heshy how to do it, but I can send her a video.
Lauren, do you have a second to share? Oh, she already left. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
No, it's okay. Lauren was supposed to go to Israel, and she
Yeah.
had to cancel her trip because of a fall. So she's healing, and we got lots of moving stuff. So Dawn, is that okay if she does that real quick? Because this is media. I consider getting on Facebook Live media. So go ahead, Dawn.
Okay, so let me find which one I'm in. So what you do is you bring up Facebook and you click in the messages, where it says what's on your mind. And let me do it from scratch because there's what's on your mind. You click in there. Sometimes it won't give you everything, so you click those 3 dots right there.
Yeah.
And I'm in Chrome. You have to be in Chrome.
Okay.
And then you click on live video right there.
Okay.
Will you go ahead and click that, Dawn, so she can see what happens when you click it?
Yeah, because
So
I
then
can't take a picture of it.
So then it comes up. Right now, it's because Zoom has my camera. It won't let me have it. But you would click camera to let it connect to your camera. And then it will come up and show you the window. It's going to show you what's coming through the camera. And when you're ready to go live, there's a go live button.
Okay.
But unfortunately, I can't do both things with the same camera at the same time right now. And if you have problems, just let me know. I will put my number here in the chat. Oh, I can stop my share. And since you don't have my contact information anymore.
Yeah, it'd be great if everyone would just send me your contact information because I have nothing.
And then you can just copy the whole chat and you'll have everything that everybody said today.
Okay.
Lots of love, Heshy.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, Stacy. We are working on Media Magic. Is there anything that you would like support with in your media? Anything we can support you with? And you are muted, so we'd have to unmute you.
Mute me.
There we go.
No, I'm good. I'm good right now. I've got a lot of other things that we're working out and getting settled in, so that I haven't been able to devote the time, but that is coming. So I just enjoy jumping on and feel connected with wonderful people and get inspired and try to be a support. So
Beautiful. Well, I'm gonna share something that Stacy and her company has done that I think is pretty amazing strategically, and you guys may want to think of some of this in what you're doing, whether it be events. But at the Business Acceleration Network, our higher level sponsors, every sponsor sponsors the young adults, so that part is really great. They sponsor our future leaders, and we work that into their sponsorship. So Stacy, I believe you've sponsored probably 3 or 4 kids. I'd have to go back and look exactly. But that is newsworthy. That is press-worthy. That is something that she's been able to say or showcase. So Stacy, that's something that locally can use the press release to send out. So maybe I can connect with your marketing person to talk to her about that strategy. And so all of you be thinking about, community give back, and some of those things are great stories. I know we use this same press release here locally for Rock Paper Simple, and the interviewer came out and gave us a huge article. It was really, really powerful. They saw the value, and here's this business paying it forward, and was easy to get picked up.
Great, thank you.
Yes. So Dawn, even if you were sponsoring somebody to come, Heshi, if you had somebody that you guys did you do so much newsworthy stuff. It's incredible. And Heshi, I was going to ask you, is there anybody on So Share This that is sharing your good news and writing on your behalf?
I'm having a challenge with them right now. So I'm just having a challenge with them.
Okay. Well, if there's anything I can support you with on that, because I see you're doing so much good news that even if we, hired somebody on Fiverr to write articles or did that intern program that I shared with you, because you have a lot of good news and you have the platform. So it'd be great if they could include you and be celebritizing you on the platform with all that you're doing.
Yeah. Before I forget, Stacy, would you send me Heather's cell and let her know what's going on?
I sure will. Yes,
Okay.
I'm glad I jumped on, and I for sure will let you. I'll text you your info.
She doesn't have a phone, so you got to. Do you want?
Oh wait, man, email. Sorry. Yes, I will email all that info for you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so let's do one more final check-in. Tammy, I'm going to share one more thing with Tammy, and then we'll go around and do any final remarks. So I just want to let everybody know, you probably got the training video from last week. We talked about, there was a training video with Susan Schatzer. Susan, thank you so much for making that special opportunity. Tammy, is there anything else that you wanted to add? I know there was great detail, and Stacy, if you didn't get a chance to hear it, you might want to go back and listen to the replay, because Tammy has worked out an arrangement that will get people in 208 markets on TV, including a major show in the Tampa area. She works with people on wardrobe, their communication, so they get the results they want, including video and photos. And so there's some stuff that Tammy's doing that I've watched Tammy. Tammy, I've watched you do it. You go on the media and then you're speaking at Harvard, or, so is there any remarks you wanted to add about the program? I think we covered it, but I just wanted to.
Yeah, I think you just covered everything. The main thing is this initial one, it's limited to 4. And Shannon had asked me the other day that if there was a couple or a team, these shows will interview 2 people. So if you're part of a team, that is something to think about. But it's a good opportunity, and I can't guarantee that I'll ever have the opportunity for you to be on 2 shows on the same day. Like this, because it was a gift to me, the opportunity came up. But I think that's what I've got. But if you're interested in anything, just reach out and ask me what I'm doing. Also, I am doing an evaluation I'm looking at what you've already got, your videos, your online presence, and suggesting what you can do to repurpose. And I can probably find $10,000 to $50,000 worth of value to you just by telling you what you've got and how to repurpose it. And I'll do that, like a 15-minute thing. If I know where to look, I can quickly see what you have that could really benefit you. So that's all I've got right now. And also, this polka dot, don't wear this on TV. It's amore. So this is a good example of what not to wear on TV.
What about stripes? No stripes either, right?
Yeah, you're better off with solids, and don't wear green. That's really funny. Linda Fosdick had a green uniform, and we only went to one station where it was all green screen, and literally we had to change her clothes because she would have been this floating head. So don't wear green. So, or things like this, because it just doesn't look good. So that's a little humor, even though it's a serious. And Heshi, just let me know when you want to talk.
Well, the one thing that I want from you is that this could be for everybody, Tammy, is everything that you do, like bullet points of whatever, because I was giving all these recommendations and I just put your name all over the place, telling people I would get in touch with you, but all I could say right now is she's fabulous. She does this, that, and the other, but it would be very good for me to be able to send them something that says, why use you rather than someone else?
I wanted to, the directory, we're working on the magazine now, Heshi, so that will be out in the directory. As I'm going through the magazine, I wanted to invite all of you guys to possibly resubmit, because I'm gonna, with this, just to let you know, a majority of the views, we do print it, but a majority of the views are online and it can be hyperlinked. And so the hyperlinking can go to, Dawn, your 5 question. In that write-up, you can send them to a lead page. You can, try to create this beyond just a magazine ad, right? Like let's think beyond what it can do. And also this Wednesday, we have Revelio coming on, and Revelio, we are working with them in the magazine so that people can take their phone with an app, and if you wanted to do this on your ad through Revelio, a video will actually pop up that you create, and it makes it a living and breathing ad. It's really, really cool. It's not, you don't have to do that. Obviously, there's a little more of an expense, but we are moving the magazine to that next level, and doing some of our own videos in the magazine. And you guys are more than welcome to do that within the directory. We've already been working to set it up so that it easily functions with each of you, because they base it upon photos. So if it's Dawn, if it's your headshot, we can't put you too close to Heshi. We have to move it around. So we are creating this as a Revelio magazine this time. But the biggest thing is try to think of how do you move people to convert, if that makes sense. And I'm happy to brainstorm some of that. All right. Stacy, any final remarks?
Thank you, everyone. Heshi, sending extra hugs for you.
Thanks, Dave.
And hope everyone has a great day.
We love you. And Stacy, I want to feature you sometime on Mastermind Monday.
Yes.
Awesome.
I need that.
All right. We love you. Dawn, any final remarks?
Oh,
Hold on.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Stacy. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead,
No,
Stacy.
I want to hear Dawn. No, hear Dawn.
Okay. I want to thank everybody for all of their input. And Heshi, I love you. And I'm here if you need some help with any of that stuff.
Don't be
And Tammy, thank you for the amazing opportunity. I'm not sure I can take advantage of it, but I appreciate everything that you've done for me and everything that you continue to do. And the same for you, Shannon. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes, I want to thank Shannon too. Shannon, you do a marvelous job.
Thank you, Stacy. I'm so glad you're here.
We love
I love
you.
you guys. Like, This is the best Monday to start with, my ladies. Heshi, any final remarks?
What am I going to do at 10 o'clock on Monday mornings now?
Well,
Yeah.
well, we are moving it. So just to let you know, we are moving the time because we can't get Karen. There's a few people on the East Coast that it's way too early for them.
Yeah.
We are going to be moving into our collaboration impact training, and I will be starting that next month. I'll get you the exact dates. I'm getting some things transcribed from when I did this talk at Burt's. It's going to be powerful because it's really talking about how to build a community, how to influence a community, how to move a community, and really work within our community, because to me this is your community, right? Even though I'm kind of spearheading this is really our community. So whether you do this on your own or use this community, it's going to be really, really impactful. I did this talk at Become Fearless, and Dr. Nadia Hull said it was the best collaboration impact talk she'd ever heard. I was like, you're being biased, but she said that it's definitely a message that needs to get out there. So it will be the beginning steps, you know what I mean? So it'll be the first time we do it in a training with actionable stuff. At any time you can plug into Media Magic. I do want you to know that we are doing the funnel training, and so far Tammy Patzer is kind of in the lead goose right now of who we're probably going to launch her funnel first. So if you need help before that next class, or there's things that you want to work on, let me know. But Tammy, I'm ideally, we're going to work with some of where you're at to keep the training going and moving forward with that 5-day challenge that we're setting up. So yes.
When are you going to begin the other? I won't be back from Africa until the first. I'll be back. The 17th, something like that.
We haven't set the training date for her 5-day challenge, but we'll let you know on that. Hold on, it's in the email to get the exact date of when the next training is on the funnel. And is it the 10th? Okay, hold on, here it is. And be sure every week you do get an email every Monday morning that should have all of the calendar of events. So the next one on July 3rd is the $10,000 sales funnel training. And I believe, Tammy, you said you were available on July 3rd at 11:45 to 12:45? Yep, okay, perfect. And we'll work with anybody wherever they're at on their funnel, but Tammy's getting to a certain point, so we're going to use her as that showcase to keep things moving. Don, I know you have a number of funnels, so please, if there's things that we can help you with, let me know. This is really, we want to start making money while we're sleeping, right? And with that, I love you. Hopefully we'll see you on Mastermind Monday. I have some neat people coming over for lunch today, and if you can join us at 1 o'clock for Zoom, that would be great. Otherwise, look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. We're training with Michelle Calloway on Revelio.
Thank you.
Tammy, I want to be one of your 4. Tammy, I want to be one of your 4. All right. Love you, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Call me if you need me, please.